Today on Juice Desserts, Capcom's worst Mega Man game. Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2? The other Mega Man 2. This piece of shit. The second in the handheld Game Boy games, known as the Rockman World Series in Japan, 1991's Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy is an unfortunate outlier. 5 Mega Man platformer games were released for Nintendo's Game Boy, and all but one were created by a company called Minakuchi Engineering, who would also create Wily Wars for the Sega Genesis, and much more significantly, Mega Man X3 on Super Nintendo. World 2 here, meanwhile, was that one not made by him, instead slapped together by a company named Thinking Rabbit, best known for Sokoban? Sokoban these nuts. Bitch, this is just Boxel. Oh, it literally is just Boxel. Huh. The more you know. Alright, let's get this sorry-ass show on the road and actually start the game. Oh god, my ears! The stage select theme sounds like the frickin' dying screams of my victim! Mega Man is of course known for its fantastic soundtracks. Even Mega Man X6 and X7, two utterly garbage-ass games, managed to have an amazing set of songs. But this game, thanks to some sort of programming error, a lot of the music is pitch-shifted up to borderline nails on chalkboard stuff, which is too bad because the compositions here are actually fantastic, but are just butchered by these instruments. Like Beethoven getting played by a frickin' cat getting its tail stepped on. Or the dying screams of my victim. Oh wait, I just made that joke. The title theme is freaking awesome though, but usually this sounds like the noises I make when the hooker I hired beats my balls like a drum. Metal Man! Metal Blade is the best weapon of NES Mega Man 2, and possibly the entire classic series, so of course we're doing him first. Oh... well, we're off to a good start. Why have level design when you could just instead, surprise, spike right through the anus? Dr. Wily hired frickin' Vlad the Impaler here to build this shit. These flying drill dildos, they're way too tanky. There's no room to dodge, so slowly shooting them to death is your only option. Rolling Cutter was perfect for him in World 1, but we ain't playing that game, are we, sunshine? I wonder if Leaf Shield clears him out, since Woodman's one of the bosses in this game, but I ain't replaying this shit from the start again to find out. What the fuck? Why would you put that spike trap there? That thing jumped out at me faster than that pregnant lady I hit with my car. If you want me to pay for your wheelchair therapy, Billy, you gotta wait for my YouTube career to actually take off, you little parasite. Hit subscribe so Billy the needy-ass orphan can learn to walk. A bit after this weird tight quarters Met segment, you get to the boss door and... of course, jumping through it doesn't make you float. 0 out of 10, garbage game. I like that the camera slowly pans over to the robot masters in this. Like you just walked in on them during their alone time, if you know what I'm saying. And now he's throwing stuff, like an embarrassed teenager. Or like my ex did when I climbed into her window. Thanks to the tight quarters, this fight would actually be harder than the NES version if Metal Man didn't only do 1 bar of damage. Like a pathetic little bitch. Stick around to see how this problem ain't exclusive to him. Seriously, keep watching. Please, don't click off the video. I'm dying over it. God, this game is just too damned easy. This game's easier than life is for a celebrity. Oh, boo-hoo. I'm so sorry that people actually care about you and that you make millions of dollars just for playing pretend. I play pretend too, and the only damn thing I get is medicated. Now that we have Metal Blade, we don't need any other weapon aside for boss weaknesses. I ain't even kidding, this thing is more broken than my psyche. Isn't that right? Voices in my head? Throw blades at people? Working on it, shut up! The weapon energy cost for throwing the blades is still absurdly low too, and you don't even have to stop to fire them anymore. Yeah, it's your new main weapon, the end, full stop. Unless you want a challenge or something, but looking for challenge here in freaking Game Boy Mega Man 2 is like looking for water in a desert, or being a redhead looking for love from a woman. It just ain't here, man. Next stage. Time to go murder some animals, everybody. Like well-adjusted adults that aren't compensating for something. In Woodman's stage.
What's up, Doc? What's up, Doc?
Get out of my head, cross-dressing Bugs Bunny! Astolfo, save me. With your dick.
Level design is pretty faithful to the NES version of Woodman's stage, until you get to the first fire dog. Then suddenly, you're wetter than a chick after my ginger ass leaves the room, and I'm no longer bothering her. Wow, that looks hard. Good thing I ain't doing it. Check it out, everybody. I'm riding a dog. If you know what I'm saying, I'm just like... I can't think of a famous person who banged a dog to compare myself to, so this joke doesn't fall flat. Yeah, Rush Marine trivializes this segment. This game is the only Game Boy game with this Rush form, by the way. It's kind of redundant anyway when Rush Jet exists, so I can understand why it's barely used in the series. Oh, I know. Look, everybody, I'm every white woman ever. Use Metal Blade to kill these ostriches, which actually works here, unlike the NES version, and you're at the boss door shutter. Barge in on Woodman jacking off in a cave, and still yourself for one hell of a fight. Oh. He's dead. He's already dead. I'm so used to the NES version that the slow-moving leaves threw me off and actually hit me after I jumped too early, which of course still only did 1 bar of damage. Metal Blade kills him in 4 hits, which is easy enough to do in a single cycle because this game's bosses go down faster than a woman in front of a lottery winner. Now you've got the leaf shield. Who freaking cares when you already have the metal blades? Let's just go to the next stage already. A fan like Airman being weak to leaves is like a water hose being weak to a fire, or a hammer being weak
to my ex's skull.
These birds drop their eggs way too slow. There's no challenge in shooting them on the way down. No. Did these tiki heads shrink in the dang wash? Why are they so small? And now their spikes are randomly harder to avoid too. These enemies are really horny. You get it? Harney? Laugh, you sons of bitch. So many damn enemies on screen in the second half of this stage. Why is this the one Game Boy game that doesn't seem to have any slowdown from that? There's more crap on screen here than
bloodstains in my rec room.
And yet the game still runs perfectly. But if the actually good 5th Game Boy Mega Man game has an enemy drop anything, suddenly that game runs slower than that pregnant lady ran from my bumper. Airman fight, dead, next stage. Can't defeat Airman my ass. Crashman. Clashman. Clash is technically more accurate, but screw you, this is America. Proud home of all inaccurate translations. Her name is Eris, damn it. You and Aerith can take your lisp and shove it up your ass. Why is Airman's theme playing here in Crashman's stage? What the hell? The audio programmers were drunker than I was behind the wheel that day. This level is kinda stupid. You could just skip this platform early, or use Rush Jet. Look, I'm every white woman ever! Look out for the randomly placed spikes everywhere, and check out this weird ladder glitch with Rush Jet. Ladders really are tricky to program. People who are smart enough to actually program this ladder stuff right, yeah, they totally got laid. Meanwhile, I'm dumb as hell, falling off ladders right on my ass every which way. I'm almost as stupid as this joke. Genius level comedy here on Juice Desserts. Please subscribe. Can't say I walked in on Crashman jacking off since he ain't got no hands. So let's help him out by blowing him instead. With the air shooter. What the hell? Why does this weapon now use so much energy? It ain't even good enough to justify it. Stupid thing doesn't even kill Crashman in 3 hits anymore. Game Boy Mega Man really needs more practice with his blowing. That woman going down on that lottery winner needs to tag out. Okay, Crash Bomb Git. I don't know how good it is in this version of Mega Man 2, because we ain't ever using it. Also, you get Rush Coil here too. Time to do more dog bouncing than all those white women. Next stage. Wily Castle already, I guess. Where Dr. Wily with a really huge underbite is ready to make the floor collapse under Mega Man. Good thing I have my trusty Rush Jet to just fly right out of the hole. Look, I'm every white woman damn it! So this room appears to be a boss refight room. Fine and dandy, until you actually enter one and surprise! These are 4 more stages, starring more Robot Masters. Now from Mega Man 3. This is a neat idea on paper, but in practice it's bad, since you don't know who you're going to be taking on until you actually enter the door. And then it's too late to back out out once you commit. You know, unless you do a little cheating with save states or rewinding or something. Plus, it's made worse by this technically being a Wily Castle, where you don't get any of your used up weapon energy back when you finish a level. Oh well, let's do the bottom right teleporter first, aka Needleman stage. Yeah, the sliding sprite in this game is so damn derpy. Just look at it. It's the stupidest friggin' thing ever, man. Draw me like one of your scrunched up, one giant-legged French girls. In other words, just draw your average French girl. Yeah, sorry, I'm American. Not hating the French is a crime here. Now it's time to fight Prick Man. Holy crap, he actually does actual freaking damage. Incredible, since challenge in this game is rarer than antidepressants that actually work. Reward him for penetrating you by blowing him just as hard as you did Crash Man. You blue slut. Just, you have to actually aim, since the tornadoes bounce right off his needle shots. Definitely the hardest boss in this game. Your reward is the needle cannon. It's basically an auto-fire mega buster. And since you're machine gunning out little prick needles, probably way more painful. Yeah, stick me good, mommy. Next stage. Head over to the bottom left, and you'll see these flying magnet enemies, which of course means you must be in freaking obviously Top Man stage, you idiot. You stupid ass idiot. Yeah, okay, it's actually Magnet Man. These enemies are such a really great idea. They'll lift Mega Man up and carry him away if you let them. So much potential in a platforming game like this. And yet, just like in NES Mega Man 3, they're barely utilized. Meanwhile, unlike in Mega Man 3, you're guaranteed to have Rush Jet by now. So what's even the point of all these Yoku blocks that you could just fly past anyway? Look, I'm every white woman, and what's the point of this one blocking this E-Tank? What's the point of anything? Just get to Magnet Man and stick more needles into him than a 1970s hippie. If I make this joke, YouTube might definitely ban me. Drugs are bad. Next stage. Head up to the top left, and these bees will tell you that you must definitely be in Harnett Man stage. Oh wait, no, that was 17 years after this game. Okay, then this must be Hard Man stage. You know, the guy who fists you when it looks like a butt plug. I hate that you have to take damage from this Hammer Joe if you want this one up. Great level design. I'd say more, but it's like 4 in the morning, and I'm spending my life talking about a mediocre Game Boy game from 1991, and I'm not even getting paid for it. Oh God, what have I done to deserve? These stupid monkeys take like 8 metal blades to die, and every time I see one, I just get irrationally angry. Why can't you just act the way things that get hit with a saw blade usually do? You know, scream in pain and then die? Don't you
dare ask me how I know that.
Hardman time. His punches only take away 1 bar. Yeah, that should really do way more damage. And you can trust me on that, because when it comes to fisting, I'm a connoisseur. Hit Fat Ass here with magnet missiles until he explodes. And then surprise! Apparently, doing so got Mega Man hard. Murdered.
Does the same for me.
I'm just kidding. I'm old and jaded. Only way I get hard anymore is from fat white women slapping my testicle. Last Robot Master stage. Let's go! There being a top man implies the existence of a bottom man, and I'm the proof of that existence, baby. Look, I'm every white woman. Maybe I should stop joking about having sex with animals. This is a Mega Man video. Speaking of animals, you could just skip the second giant robot cat fight by sliding right under it. Because level design, if this game were good, doing so would shut you out from grabbing this E-Tank after as a punishment. But this game ain't good. This game is Mega Man 2 on Game Boy, which is a bigger disappointment than I've been to my family. Fist Top Man to death, so that all 8 Robot Masters can finally be more dead than my hope for the future. And speaking of the future, here's a green dork on a pogo stick. Yeah, you know, even more disappointment. Alright, I haven't mentioned it until now, but this game actually has a story. Now, none of it is in the actual game itself, but that ain't exactly new for Mega Man Classic, is it? Alright, so buckle up, because this one's a doozy. The Kronos Institute, a research laboratory that studies time travel, creates a prototype time machine called the Time Skimmer that can only go to the future and then come back. Dr. Wily steals it, of course, and travels nearly 40 years into the future to experiment with making weapons using said future's advanced technology. In this time yet to be, the world is at peace, since here, Albert Wiley is now just a harmless geriatric old man in his 90s who was forced to finally give up his ambitions for world domination. And Mega Man has appropriately given up his arm cannon and has gone back to only being the unassuming android lab assistant Rock, since the world no longer needs a hero. But the two Wileys team up, and younger Wily kidnaps future Rock, reprograms him, and turns him into a combat robot named Quint, in order to kill present-day Mega Man with. Time paradoxes aside, who gives a shit? They sure as hell didn't. This character's a gigantic waste of an amazing concept. We were gonna get a good adaptation of this story in the Archie comic, but then of course that got canceled. We can't have nice things, so just screw it, man. None of this matters. Quint and his frickin' Captain N Mega Man looking ass. His piss-easy fight has him only jump around on a jackhammer pogo stick named Saku Garn? Garne? The hell does that mean? Saku these garnuts, you bastard. Sakugan means drilling or something in Japanese. So is it Garn as in galn? Like gallant? Like the brave drill? Maybe? I don't know. I want to shove my own nerdy ass in a locker for trying to research this. I kept Googling possibilities as to what this Japanese pun could possibly be, but then I got distracted by pornography. Also, when Mega Man beats Quint, Quint doesn't explode and die. He just teleports away, which eventually leads to Quint getting a sequel game made by Bandai years later for their Wonder Swan console. A game that manages to be an even bigger piece of garbage than this one, of course. Really carrying on the tradition there, fellas. Good job. Incidentally, Mega Man fans in the West wouldn't know anything about Quint for a long time. Not until Mega Man and Bass's data CDs explained his backstory, since the English instruction manual for this game didn't bother. Of course. The back of the box didn't either. It's Quentin time? The fuck does that mean? I drew this Quint art, by the way, in the style of the art of the Mega Man killers from Mega Man 10's DLC. It really amuses me when people use it over the official art. Anyway, beating Quint nets you the Sakugarn yourself. I don't really know how the thing works, because this thing is stupid as hell. This stupid as hell thing that you can only use in the final level anyway, so who gives a shit? The final boss is even supposed to be weak to it, but it sucks against him too. This stupid ass game, man. Ugh. Final level time. Let's get this over with already. Look! This game's story is about time! You get it? Time? Because there are clocks in the background? Yeah, there are clocks, so it's about time. It's about time I stopped playing this piece of shit. Oh. Another blind jump into a spike pit, just like in the start of Metal Man's level. It's like poetry. It rhymes. With ass. This last level ain't too hard or fancy. You'll just need to use Rush a few times here and there. Look, I'm every white woman. Then you get to the boss and... looks like Wily got shrunk in the wash too. What the hell happened, man? Did you have to lose your shins and kill 50 men to still the time skimmer? Bro is absolutely stuffed into the Wily machine equivalent of a Volkswagen Beetle. This Wily machine has 3 forms. Form 1 and 3 are fine, but the second one has an exploding bomb attack whose hitbox is so damn wonky, I don't know how to actually dodge it. You're supposed to jump on its head repeatedly with the Sakugarn, but yeah, no. Make like an American and just shoot him instead. Beating him nets Mega Man the Machine's special weapon, which he then uses to... Oh my god. You killed him. Mega Man just murdered Dr. Wily in cold blood. Yeah, no, forget the laws of robotics, man. The ending of Mega Man 7 can suck this one's dick.
You're a psychopathic monster.
But hey, we beat the game. So, yay. So that's Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy. It's a cheap, butchered imitation of the NES versions of Mega Man 2 and 3. One that is easily the worst Mega Man classic game made by Capcom. And yet, the game's still pretty fun. Even at its absolute worst, Mega Man Classic manages to be kind of enjoyable. How about that? So Sonic the Hedgehog can suck Mega Man's blue robotic dick. The game is just so sloppily made, though. It's like the Mega Man X6 of Mega Man Classic. But unlike Mega Man X6, it's easy. Way too easy.
Way too fucking easy.
I'd almost say it's a good starting point for new fans to cut their teeth on with this franchise, but no. It's just too sloppy. Sloppier than Grandma's kisses. Sloppier than a sloppy Joe. Sloppier than that chick going down on that lottery winner. But you should still judge it by the standards of when it came out. And when Mega Man 2 on Game Boy came out, portable gaming was still in its infancy. The Game Boy was competing with friggin' Tiger handheld slop, for God's sake. So ultimately, I guess this game was fine, back when portable gaming was this, instead of what portable gaming is now. Oh my god! You know, the sort of thing that would blow the mind of an early 90s kid harder than walking in on your mom naked wrestling with your uncle.